stop?
It's almost there. I'll drop you at the town square of Innsmouth.
Why lock the gates?
Keeps out wanderers looking for work. We don't want those folks like that interfering with our affairs.
Is the bus from Arkham always this empty?
Aye, and we prefers it that way. Not many come to Innsmouth.
But what about trade? Surely the port needs business.
Innsmouth has the means to look after her own. Stranger, into the line.
Could you direct me to the First National grocery store? I hear they have a shop in town.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, well, you see, I'm looking for a young lad called Brian Burnham. I'm a friend of the family. He worked in the store.
Don't know who you're talking about, fella.
The First National's a large chain. You sure you haven't seen it?
I'm sure. Stop bothering me with questions.
The next stop is Newburyport. Evening.
Aye.
The name's Jack Uolterss. I'm just visiting.
You don't say, sir. Gilman. Charlie Gilman. I run this here hotel of an evening.
You got any rooms?
I'd not rightly know that for sure. All habits cleaning rooms at present. Them's from out of town can leave a horrid mess.
Hello again.
Yeah?
I'm after directions to the First National grocery store.
And I'm busy, so stop your pestering me with questions.
Hello, Gilman.
What do you want now?
Strange thing about that Burnham lad.
Burnham? Kent Riley says I know what you're talking about.
That's odd. He was all over the Arkham press. Must have been a bit of a local scandal.
Them's matters for the police, stranger. Innsmouth's not a town for rumoring and talking.
How's business?
Can't you see I'm busy? Stop bothering me with your talking.
Sorry.
Aye, I'm plenty sure you are.
He's not gonna be any help, and only a crazy fool would spend the night.
Stop your snooping. And there's for hotel staff only.
The next stop is Newburyport. I'm looking for Brian.
Stop pestering me, stranger.
They ain't wanted.
The sign says, Innsmouth Poorhouse, in memory of Lady Warnes. I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
Can't help you.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Kent Riley says I know him.
This statue commemorates the men who fought in the Revolutionary War. That way's blocked by a police line. I wonder why they cordoned it off. Excuse me, Constable. Jack Uolterss.
Robes. Alien robes. What do you want?
Could you help out a stranger to this fine port?
Are you being funny?
No, not at all. I'm after directions to the First National. I hear they have a store in town.
Innsmouth don't take too kindly to them from out of town. Get lost, stranger.
What happened here, Constable?
Nothing.
Oh, swell. You can let me pass then?
No. You'll have to go another way.
Constable Ropes,
What you after now?
you ever meet Brian Burnham?
I couldn't rightly say it as I remember.
The burglarizing of the First National is big news in the Arkham press. The Burnham lad must be one of your prime suspects. Any luck tracing his whereabouts?
No. That'd be a matter for the Order.
The Order? Isn't this a matter for the police?
Yup. That too.
Who is the Order?
Them's that look after affairs there in Innsmouth. And you'd mind your business not to be asking too many questions.
He's nothing more than a thug, and I don't feel like pushing my luck. I'd get more juice out of a stiff. It's locked. It's locked. It must lead to the back of the variety store. This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
Just leave me be, stranger.
It won't budge.
If I see
Seems this grandiose structure is the esoteric order of Dagon. Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked...
Can't say I noticed what you're saying, stranger.
It's the First National grocery store. The store is closed. The window looks into some old passageway. Evening. The name's Jack Uolters. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss...
Miss will do for now. Welcome to Innsmouth, Mr. Uolters.
Thanks, I think.
Take my advice. Do what you must and then leave. Tonight. This port does not cater well to visitors.
While I appreciate your concern, miss, I can handle lousy hospitality.
Very well, Mr. Uolters.
Hello again.
Mr. Uolters.
Look, miss, I only want a conversation. There's no harm in that, right?
There's plenty of harm. It's not wise to be seen gossiping with outsiders.
How about playing dumb for a few minutes?
No.
Can you at least tell me if you knew the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Look here, Mr. Uolters. I can't answer your questions, and your harassment is putting us both in danger. Please, leave me alone.
In danger? From whom?
The Order. Now go!
She isn't going to tell me anything useful right now. It won't open. It won't open. Oh God, some poor soul's hung herself. Why the hell hasn't she been taken down? It's no wonder the town's deserted. It won't budge. The station appears to be closed. A device that pumps highly compressed air. I'm looking for Brian
Can't help you.
Blue, and the
ship that loves the lives, with a good wine piping, with a good wind piping early in the tall and gallant mass. Ah, my boys, these are the joys of the noble and the brave, who love life in the tempest strife, and the home on the mountain wave. When the driving rain of the hurricane puts the lights of the lighthouse out, and the growling thunder sounds his gong, and the whirlwinds battle out. Huh? Who's that there? Oh, can you spare a few pennies, young mister? I can give you something for your generosity.
Who are you?
Zadok, that be my name. Though too few years it now. Zadok Allen.
Do you know a Brian Burnham?
Just a young'un. Worked over the store. He's gone. Killed, I reckon.
Killed? What makes you think that?
Them's from out of town running a store. Taking business from the Order of Dagon. They'd not accept that.
What else can you tell me about this port?
You just bring old Zadok a bottle of something nice, and old Zadok will fill your ears.
If you pardon my asking, have you lived here in this port all your life?
Last 37 years in old lady Warren's house. Before that, over by fishing cannery. Cannery.
Old Lady Warren's? You live in the town poorhouse?
Go and fetch me a bottle of something to wet old Zadok's whistle, and I'll tell you all.
What can you tell me about Innsmouth?
Just fetch me a bottle of fine liquor, young fella, and I'll tell you all.
It won't open. It won't open. The old drunkard knows something, and I don't think it would take much to get his tongue wagging. The alley has been cordoned off by the police. The alley has been cordoned off by the police. Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
It's getting late, outsider. Folks know what's good for them are safely bolted in their homes by now.
These odd-looking folks seem pretty hostile. They don't want to talk to strangers. These are the offices of the local newspaper, the Innsmouth Courier. It appears to be shut down. Evening, Constable.
Constantly, I'm busy. No time for talking to strangers.
I'm Detective Jack Uolters. I've been hired by the regional manager of the First National.
And I'm Constable Burt, and I'm the law around these parts, and I'm still not talking to you. Now get lost. This ain't the place to be stood about. Move along.
If you could just answer a couple of questions.
I already told you once. Get lost before I have you arrested.
What the hell for?
Disrupting the peace.
I just want to know if you have any leads on the Burnham lad.
Nope, but I'm reckoning he's fled to Boston. Plenty of his type that way.
His type?
Troublemakers. Them's not respecting the law.
There's no proof he did anything wrong. If he had the keys, why break into his own store?
Just details. A missing manager in a robbed store makes him guilty by my reckoning.
What's with the police cordons?
I don't see that as being any concern of yours.
Look, Constable, I used to be on the force, a long time ago. I was the best there was working a crime scene.
Well, your point?
If you could let me have a look, just for a minute, I might be able to help. Perhaps even get you a lead on this Burnham crook.
Well, No, that does not be right.
The window's smashed. I can see what looks like an old darkroom. It's a room used for developing photographs. The delivery truck for the Innsmouth courier. Nothing of interest. The door's bolted shut. It won't open. It's unlocked. The till's empty. The glass has been broken, and there's scratch marks on the wood. Strange. Why would Brian force entry when he had a set of keys? It looks like I need some sort of lifting handle to get it open. It probably leads down to a storage cellar. Looks like the door was forced open, and there's scratch marks on the wood. Stock reminders and general notices. Nothing of interest. A Store of the Year poster. It seems Brian had a lot of pride in the store. The store appears to have been doing quite well under Brian. There's a bottle of bootleg rum and a wooden handle. diary. It's gotta have some clues. The cellar's filled with human remains. These people must have died a long time ago. There must have been a fire down here. The window is smashed, and I can see the back alley. Old photos of Innsmouth. Most of them have faded beyond recognition. Old photos of Innsmouth. Most of them have faded beyond recognition. It won't open. Holy shit! From the stench in here, this noose broad must have kicked it a few months back. The poor woman must have taken her own life. I wonder what could have driven her to such a desperate act. Nothing of interest here. The old printing press appears to have been sabotaged.
Jack?
Do I know you?
Lucas Mackey. Sorry to startle you. Innsmouth doesn't get a lot of visitors. New names spread fast. What are you doing in town, Jack? Hear about the missing Burnham boy?
Not bad. I'm a private detective. My client's a friend of the Burnhams.
Seen the latest press from Arkham? Your boy's been quite busy.
What about you, Mackie? You're obviously not a local. What's your business in town?
True enough, Jack. Nothing too exciting, I'm sorry to say. I'm a government factory inspector. They posted me in this rotten hole to check over the old Marsh refinery. Speaking of which, I've got an appointment with the manager, Jacob Marsh.
Okay, maybe I'll catch you later. That's the first friendly face I've seen in this damn town. But I've been in this business long enough to know he's hiding something.
I won't tell him anything.
I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
Just leave me be, stranger.
Shall never scare the mariner in the Wingate citadel. Why, you're uncommonly kind, young feller. Here'll be a little something in gratitude that might help you in your search. Now you be calling me crazy, like them that's the rumorin' and anchorum in Ipswich. But old Zadok's seen all manner of wicked things since before you was born. Old Captain Obed where it all began, telling desperate folks they'd orter get better gods, them's that'd answer their prayers.
Didn't the Christian folk of Innsmouth object to such blasphemy?
They did. It were around 46 that many folks in town were done with Obed and his ways. And all that wild preaching and too many missing, you see. A party of good folk followed Captain Obed's crowd out to the reef. Shots were fired. Next day, Obed and 30 of his followers were in jail. And for weeks all were quiet, till that artful night of 46. Them's out outside reckoned out it being a riot. But I'd seen them, swarms of them.
Look, old man, I don't have time to listen to these fishing tales.
Oh, psst, was a massacre. The jail thrown open, mounds of the dead and the dying, shooting, screaming and shouting all across the town square. Come morning, the mess was cleaned up. Old Obed and his family takes charge, they did. Folks were told to keep shy as strangers if we were knowing what was good for us.
Zadok, who did all this? Who did all...
Said the old captain was now deeper in debt to his heathen gods. They were hankering for more than just sacrificing. Obed told folks they had to take the oaths of Dagon.
What the hell are these oaths?
You just asked old Wes about oaths of Dagon. Aye, he take the third oath. Just head over to his hole in the Dock Street. Then you'll see, for definite.
He's given me a key to the town poorhouse. It could come in handy. Where did Captain Obed Marsh learn of these heathen matters?
In warring foreign parts, the old fool had learned the ways of making gains, doing heathen things. He found a tribe of Kanakis in the South Seas led by a savage. Chief went by the name of Wallachia. And his tribe never went without food, for they had all the fish they could catch. Old Obed learned from his Wallachia that these things on this earth as most folks never heard about. Seems these Kanakis was worshipping undersea gods, with heaps of human sacrifices and other heathen things. But they was getting all kinds of favors in return. Plenty of fishing and even gold now and then.
Human sacrifices? maybe you've had just a bit too much.
I don't blame you for not believing it, young fella. But just answer me this. Why did Captain Obed roll out to the reef of Satan and chant a lot of rites and incantations in the dead of night? So loud you could hear him all over the port. He caught something in the water that eve, out the other side of Devil's Reef. Some kind of thingamajig crafted out of lead. It was given to him by Walakay.
So, what happened?
Well, not long after the smoke started coming out of the chimneys at the old gold refinery, the Marsh family and those that had joined with Obed in his ways started prospering in the esoteric order of Dagon came into being with his Ethan sermon, that shit they do.
What kinds of ceremonies?
Get out of here, lad. Don't wait for nothing. They'll know now.
I think he's had his fill for the night. Zadok! Zadok!
Curse you, lad, for staring at me with them eyes. The old Captain Manel, and he's staying there. He can get me. He can't. No, he can't get me. I had nothing done. I ain't done nothing or told nobody nothing.
Are you okay, old-timer?
Huh? Yeah, leave me be.
Mr. Walters, I must speak with you.
It's Jack. And just hold on there a minute, sweetheart. Are you gonna even tell me your name?
My name's Rebecca Lawrence, and unless you want to join Innsmouth's long list of missing, I'd urge you to follow me.
Missing, huh? Like Burnham?
Of that, I'm not sure. You'd be better off asking the Billingham's daughter, Ruth. She was dating Brian.
What? Who's Ruth?
Quickly, we don't have much time. You've got to follow me. Jack, Innsmouth is a strange place. There are things that have no business being here. Foul, reeking things.
Strange. Trust me, I'm good with strange.
That remains to be seen, but I can help you. My father discovered this strange sign while studying an old manuscript. It seems to ward off the more unusual elements in Innsmouth. Whenever you find one, you can use it to find a moment of sanctuary. Now, I must leave before we're seen together.
I've seen that eye-like symbol somewhere before, but never surrounded by a star. I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
I never heard of no Burnham.
Hello, Mackie.
Jack, swell to see you again. Any leads on the Burnham case?
Nope. Did you know the lad at all?
Just pleasantries. Seemed a nice enough fella, if a little rough around the edges. Strange business, though. I'd never have fingered him as a crook. The First National was a well-run store, a rare thing here in Innsmouth.
Okay, Mackie. Thanks.
Goodbye, Jack. Be careful what you're doing. Very careful. Innsmouth's a dangerous place. Not everyone who visits here ends up leaving by the old bus route.
This Mackie character knows plenty, but I don't think grilling him for scraps of information is gonna crack this case. What do you know about the break-in at the variety store?
Only what was in the press. You should speak to Thomas Waite. He owns the joint.
Where's his place?
I think the Waite's house is over on Dock Street, near the back of the poorhouse.
Thanks.
Though I warn you, Innsmouth's driven old Waite's a bit crazy. He doesn't talk a lot of sense.
That's my sort of fella. He sounds just perfect. Seems like the Burnham lad had some doll along for company on this little caper.
All sorts of nonsense and hearsay be gossip about such affairs.
But there was another robbery at Waite's variety store. That much is true?
That's for certain.
How did they break in?
Just down them there steps. Old Tom Waits had locked up for the night.
Right. Thanks. Do you know where I could find Mr. Waits in the evening?
It's getting late. Folks who know what's good for them are generally bolted in their homes by now.
Where's Waits' house?
Look, stranger. Get lost. Stop your bothering me with questions.
He's nothing more than a thug, and I don't feel like pushing my luck. It's unlocked.
If I see you without fire, I'll report your order.
I'll not say nothing.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
Please stop bothering me, stranger.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
Can't say I lost what you're saying, stranger.
Do you need any help? Disease is rampant in this town. Do you need any help? The sign says, Innsmouth Poorhouse, in memory of Lady Warnes. I'm looking for Brian Burnham. It's the entrance to the town poorhouse.
Stranger.
Since old Lady Warren's passed away, the food is rotten, but we'll die soon enough.
What are you looking at there, old-timer?
Nothing. I'm just looking. What you doing in old Warren's house, young feller? This hole is for the broke and the dying.
I'm trying to find Dock Street.
It's out back of the house. Everything in Innsmouth is rotten and dying. Windows boarded up, and all sorts of curious barking and crawling around black cellars and attics. How'd you like to be living in a town like this, feller?
I've been to more welcoming places. I don't think he's been outdoors for years. He isn't gonna know anything. That Zadok Allen tells some wild tales.
Aye, Zadok's a troublemaker, I tell you. If he weren't such a drunken old fool, he ought to have sorted him out before now.
Innsmouth must have an intriguing past.
Innsmouth's a historic town, stranger. Plenty of history here.
Do you know anything about the robberies of the two stores in town?
No, can't help you there, fella. I can only tell you what I seen from this here window, and that ain't much of nothing.
This almshouse is home to the old and the destitute. The old woman's dead. She must have kicked it a week back, or more. There's no sign of a struggle, or any external injuries. I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
Can't see as I notice what you're saying, stranger.
This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
I reckon you might have scared him off with that ugly face of yours.
Jesus, those people have been ripped apart. Hello there, little lady.
Hi, sir.
Are your parents at home?
Daddy's at work and Mummy's upstairs in the attic. She's been bad.
I see. So, what's your name, little lady?
Ramona?
Well, Ramona, could you get your mommy for me?
Nope. Mummy bites. Daddy says we've got to keep her up there for her own good.
Excuse me?
When I go near the door, she growls. I don't love Mummy like I love my daddy.
You don't say. Ramona, I really need to speak to your daddy. Do you know when he'll be home?
Soon, I think. You can wait inside if you like. Daddy won't mind. I'm drawing pictures with my crayons.
That would be great. Thanks. I should check the place over while I've got the chance. Nothing of interest. What are you drawing, Ramona?
Pictures of Mommy and Daddy.
It won't open. It's a recent family photo. The corner's been torn off. I can only see Thomas and Ramona Waits in the picture. It won't budge. An old wardrobe. There's blood and scrape marks on the walls. Looks like a diary. Oh, God. No.
They've taken the last thing I love away from me.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was up there. What the hell was that thing?
There's no time to explain. They'll be here soon. Listen to me closely. You've been the talk of the town all day, asking after the Burnham lad. I heard he never made it to Boston, that he was caught by the order of Dagon.
Did he pocket anything from the store's safe?
Thankfully, no. It's sturdy. He'd never have wrenched it open with a crowbar. There's something in there that needs protecting from the order. You've got to get it out of Innsmouth. Take the key to the back of my store. The safe combination's in my diary, upstairs. Hurry, Jack!
What the hell's in the safe anyway?
You've gone too far this time, Wait. We're taking you in for murder. You'll swing for this.
Wait, he didn't do anything wrong.
He killed his own daughter. His own flesh and blood. There's plenty wrong with that. I'm reckoning you do well to mind your own business, stranger. In Innsmouth, we handle things by the old ways.
It's Ramona's coloring book.
Jack. Oh, thank God I found you. Waite's been arrested for the murder of his daughter.
I know. It's my fault, Rebecca.
What are you talking about, Jack? What's your fault?
There was something in the attic. Some kind of animal, and I let it loose. It's all my fault. The police dragged Waits off. He can't take the fall for this. He's done nothing wrong. We gotta do something.
Guilty or not, the order will see him lynched for it. There's nothing you can do. Oh, you must have taken quite a bang in there, Jack. Your head's bleeding.
Yeah, I think I was out of it for a little while.
I see you've got some bandages. Use them on your head. It'll help you heal. You're not losing too much blood. You won't need a suture.
Thanks, Rebecca.